ancient wisdom and share tools to navigate life with ease and grace. Are you ready to step into your highest potential? Subscribe to Mystery School. Your transformation starts here.
We are all born with gifts that we are meant to use to improve the world. Join me, Vicki Todd, and Dr. Pat on Shine Delusion Shine, the radical art of dreaming beyond boundaries, each fourth Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. Shine Delusion Shine is a springboard to believing, dreaming, and thinking beyond the ordinary, and a catalyst to living a more fulfilling, destiny-driven life. For more information,
are you ready to heal your mind, body, and soul from the inside out? Welcome to the Real Healing Institute show with Michelle Sinclair, divine healer and spiritual teacher, where spiritual transformation meets practical guidance to break free from limiting beliefs, subconscious pain, and energetic blocks. This is a powerful space for those seeking true healing and enlightenment. Michelle's teachings are rooted in her deep study of the Christ letters and the spiritual awakening that came from her unwavering dedication to divine truth. She helps individuals navigate their inner healing journey through subconscious soul healing techniques and spiritual teachings by uplifting the vibrational resonance of our thoughts, words, and actions that shape the very fabric of our lives. It is time to learn the profound understandings of universal love. The Real Healing Institute show starts now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome in. I'm so excited to introduce my guest here today and to have this little chat with Ian Farrar. Maybe you guys know who Ian is already. He is amazing. He is a gold medalist, two-time silver medalist in the state of Connecticut for biking. Ian has also been an entrepreneur for the last 31 years in the health and wellness sector, and he is passionate about precious metals for the last 25 years, helping people to position themselves for what is happening here and right now. So before we really get into this, I just got to say, I am so pumped because Ian is selling God's money. And the very first thing that was ever mentioned in the Bible of a material that was considered good was gold. So welcome, Ian. I'm so glad that you're here today.
It's fantastic to be here. Super fired up, and it's actually golden.
It's truly golden. Okay, so tell us what's going on with silver and gold. What's going on in the precious metals market right now?
A lot's going on in the market right now. For the past 25 years, I've been tracking what's going on with our monetary system. And of course, the precious metals are inverse of currencies, US dollar, peso, dollar, wherever you live in the paper that you use. So there's a lot of very interesting dynamics that are happening right now. Of course, gold right now is about 51.70. Silver right now, before we started, was $90.90. It had somewhat of a consolidation because it really, really ran up significantly up to 120 and then corrected back down. But there's a lot going on with precious metals, but silver's my focus because of a lot of interesting dynamics.
So what is going on with silver? I know that sorry, I got dogs barking here. I know that we were talking about the Chinese market opening up and how that was going to affect things, and it did. We saw that over the weekend. So give us the rundown. If someone knows nothing about this,
there's two markets. There's the physical market, and then there's the paper price market. The paper price market is here in the United States, that's controlled by the COMEX, which is run by the CMG, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So right now, the $90.90, that is the paper price, whereas the physical price in Shanghai right now, Shanghai is actually well over $100. Okay, so that is the real price. Now, as of January 1st, silver is no longer being exported outside of China. China is the biggest fabricator of silver. Okay, there are miners throughout the world, like Mexico, for example. You get a quarter of mining production comes out of Mexico, goes to industrial users, goes to make coins and bars and stuff like that. But China is no longer exporting silver. So right now, there is a resource war, and silver is a major industrial metal, okay? It's in the phones that we use. It's in the computer that we're speaking on right now, solar panels, EV cars, you name it, technology, as well as the military industrial complex. So every Tomahawk cruise missile that gets fired and it blows up somewhere, you're losing 18 kilograms of silver. Silver is an incredible metal. The whole world needs it, and they're not mining enough of it to keep up with demand.
So give us kind of a rundown of like what the paper price is. So what is somebody buying when they're buying it, but really it's just on paper? What are they getting?
Well, like right now, the COMEX has been selling futures contracts. So there's a futures price, okay, and there's a contract that one gets that this is a promise that we're going to pay you based on the maturity of that contract. Well, let's just put it this way, okay? There's not enough ounces to cover that paper game. So starting now, going into next month, there is 440 million ounces of paper that's been sold, and they only have 67 million ounces of silver in the vault, supposedly. So there's a shuffling game going on right now. So for people that want to buy silver, physical is best. Not getting an ETF like SLV from JP Morgan or GLD, which is a gold ETF from the bank or your investment institution. Those that have the physical make the rules.
Okay, so let's say that somebody has bought and they've got the paper. Is there truly nothing really to back that?
If you wait too long, given all the shuffling, there may not be physical delivery for you, okay? There is supposedly gonna be a force de majeure, a failure to deliver, okay? Now, they could settle in cash. The banks could go to the repo markets and borrow like they've been doing since December, January, but physical is what people want. So the emperor has no clothes is starting to reveal itself.
Okay, so let's say I know, if somebody's getting into silver, this has been something that I've been asked. Basically, what do I do if I have the silver? Like, what if I want to sell it? Who can I sell it to? Where
You
do I
could,
get it? How do I
yeah,
sell it?
yeah, you could sell it right back to the dealer that you purchased it from. I mean, there's a company that we do business with called Noble Gold Investments. If you decide to purchase through them, they have a buyback program. So that's the best way to go about this. Okay, you buy it, you get it in a box, and then you put it back in the box and you sell it back to them and they wire you or they cut you a check. That's the best way. It's very, very liquid in and out. And it's important that you hold on to your silver given what's happening right now. We are headed for consistent triple digit and higher silver because of the supply deficit, and silver is the most undervalued asset in the world. Right now, the gold to silver ratio is about 56 to 1.
Okay. So if you like, I know that you're, pushing silver right now
Yeah.
because this is what's happening, but what
Yeah.
if people are like, oh, what about gold?
Hey, you can't go wrong holding gold, but listen, you can get more ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. That's why I mentioned the gold to silver ratio, which is 58 to 1. That means you can get 58 ounces of silver. So your appreciation potential percentage basis will go much further. Okay. So in 1980, Michelle, the gold to silver ratio was 16 to 1. What's coming is going to be single digits to 1 out of the ground in the crust of the earth. It's 7 to 1. So we have a very, very manipulated price right now, and we have a manipulated gold to silver ratio. So the opportunity, folks, is silver, not gold.
Okay, and so if somebody's going, they're going to buy silver for the first time.
Yeah.
I know we were showing our coins here the other day. What do we got? I've got the Canadian maple.
Oh, I got the American Gold Eagle. How you doing? We won the gold medal in the Olympics. How you doing? Go USA. I'm kidding.
So what is the difference here? Like if somebody's buying this, are these more expensive? Are these going to
Yeah,
be more
they are.
valuable? Like
They
what should
are.
somebody buy?
They are. So the Canadian Mint makes the coin, the maple,
Mhm.
and the US Mint makes the Walking Liberty, Silver Eagle. These have a higher premium because of the artistry. I recommend if someone buys silver, they just get, generic rounds, whether it be Prospector, Buffaloes, any type of that product, and you'll be paying probably $5 to $8 less in premium. What I mean by premium is that a precious metal dealer, they find the metal, and they charge the customer a little commission over the spot price. My reference of $90.90 as of 15 minutes ago is the spot price. And then a dealer will pad it, $10 to $15. But if you're buying a product like an Eagle, they're going to have a higher premium because of what I just stated.
Okay, so maybe not as good of an investment to
No.
get the okay, so they want to
Not
get
to
more
not
to
get the silver eagles, even though the silver, I have a lot of them, but the majority of my silver is other silver. Silver. You want to get as much silver as possible. It is going to skyrocket. A whole new reality is coming, and that's not hype. That's 25 years of knowing this market, and the COMEX and the LBNA, which is the London exchange, are going to lose control of the Western dominance dictating the silver and the gold price.
So I know you've been in this such a long time. You're
Yeah,
seeing the trends. We talked, a couple weeks ago and it was
yeah,
only at maybe $70 or
yeah,
around there.
yeah,
And you're
yeah.
like, oh, it's going to shoot up, and it has shot up. So what do you see in the future? Like, let's go, a couple years, and let's go like 7, 10 years down the road. What are you seeing?
Okay. I mean, we're 2 months into the new year. Okay. We're going into a major delivery month, which is going to put severe stress on the paper system of the futures contracts that I was sharing with you. Okay. The emperor has no clothes. Shanghai is dictating a physical price. Okay. Apple, Tesla, BYD in China, the battery makers, Samsung, they're all cornering their silver. So you have this huge industrial pull of silver. There's only 800 million ounces mined yearly, okay? And there's a lot of silver that's still sold in the paper realm. I just explained that. So this year, conservatively, I'm looking at a much higher price. Do you want to hear what
Let's hear
I'm
it. Yep.
looking? Okay.
hmm
And this is not hype, folks. Okay. I'm looking at a minimum of 180 to 200, and I'm looking at a new price reality, $300 to $500 ounce silver. Okay, because of all of the structural breakdown, the manipulation coming to an end, and true price discovery. Okay, true price discovery, because this is the most suppressed, manipulated asset on planet Earth. Okay, silver is invaluable to the military industrial complex. The Trump administration just had a meeting about, critical minerals. Silver was at the top of the list, and they're going to create a price floor, and they're going to make it really expensive. Follow me here. So the miners are profitable. So they jack the price up. They let the price go to where it needs to go. So the miners that are going to feed the military industrial complex, they're going to feed Tesla and all of the things that need silver. So be mindful of that. This is not just going to be like a up and down like you see in crypto, for example. I mean, listen, side note, okay, Bitcoin is not digital gold, okay? It is not a store of value like gold is. Central banks would be holding that if it was. I just got to stress that. Okay. Basel 3, tier one asset is gold and silver, and there's no talk of those types of cryptos. Now, I'm an advocate for fintech cryptos, but there's a big difference with the other aspects. I just wanted to lay that into the conversation.
So I know that you've been helping people invest in this for like for free for
Yeah.
years, just because you saw what was coming. So, kind of give us a rundown. I know that you can roll over your 401k
Again,
into gold and silver. Why would somebody want to do that?
this is a great question. And recently, 2 weeks ago, my partner and I signed a contract with Noble Gold Investments. What Noble Gold Investments does is that they help people roll over their hard work into tangible assets. Now, folks, listen, the US dollar is not what it was. Okay. I was born in 1968. Okay. We still were on the gold standard. Okay. 1971, August 16th, Nixon takes us off the gold standard. And then Vietnam and all that stuff, okay, is really, really continuing to happen. So they have to really print a lot of dollars in order to keep everything going. So the United States went on the fiat dollar instead of backed by gold. So cash became trash. So right now, your retirement is literally hemorrhaging purchasing power. I can't stress this enough. Okay. It's hemorrhaging purchasing power, which will lead to, all that hard work going poof. I'm not saying it's going to go to zero, but the United States is coming up on 39 trillion. Okay. That's why gold and silver stop that. So if you roll over your 401k, your 403, your IRA, your Roth IRA, your SEP IRA, you still have the value, which is the most important thing, and it's allocated in physical precious metals that are vaulted, and you have 24/7 access and viewing, as well as you could get on a plane and view your stack.
So yeah, you don't actually have to hold it. If you invest with
No.
Noble, they will hold it for you.
Right.
And so, if people don't want to have it in their house, which some people don't, then
Right.
you know that it's safe there.
Yeah.
Um,
Safe.
okay, so when we're talking about, investing in silver and working with Noble, I think that, one of the biggest things was I've seen people, almost gonna retire, and then 2008 hits, and then almost gonna retire, and then this thing and they're losing millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So this is something that is safe.
It's safe and sound. You put your head on the pillow at night and you're going to sleep really well, because listen, what you see on the screen is the paper price. We are going to go into a revaluation. Okay. The only way the United States is going to be solvent is if they bid up the gold price, and silver will chase the gold price on ratio. Now, let me explain something. In 1980, the gold to Dow ratio. So the price of the Dow, right now, the Dow is at like 49,200 and change, right? In 1980, the Dow was 850 and gold was 850. It paired, it was 1 to 1. So gold is still undervalued to the
Mhm.
Dow. So that means that the revaluation process is going to happen and there's a long way to go. So if gold gets to 10,000, which is going to happen, it's going to go to 6,000 plus this year. It's going to keep on going, and silver is going to go much, much higher. I'm a conservative, okay, broadcaster, okay? I like going conservative, but I've hit all my numbers, okay?
I love this. And if you guys don't know Ian, I know Ian, and he's just such a good soul that he's not going to, sell somebody something that's not
No.
legit. And every conversation that we had that said, "Oh, this is going to happen after the weekend," all of it has happened.
Yeah.
So these predictions are legitimate. So if somebody is investing, this is not something right short term. You're wanting to ride
No.
this out. This is like
Yeah.
keep this in your pocket and you're good to go.
Yeah, you're good to go. I mean, it's going to be like, okay, I mean, how many ounces do you want for that piece of real estate? Okay, we're
Mhm.
talking, maybe, it's all about like the real estate to precious metal ratio. Okay. So this is what's coming. This is what's coming. This is what's here. Okay. You're not going to have to wait 25 years. I got into precious metals in 2002, so close to 25 years. And it was the best decision because of the education I gave myself. Okay. Knowledge is not power. Only applied knowledge is power. So what you apply will either sink you or keep you afloat. Okay. Precious metals have never failed anybody. It got a lot of the Jews out of Germany and in Europe, before World War II really started, when they saw what was going on, and it's helped a lot of people. What you see in the corrections is the paper price, because that's COMEX clearing out. Okay. So use those pullback consolidations as buying opportunities.
And so if somebody was just invested in the paper, how do they convert over into the
They're going to
physical?
call Noble Gold Investments. Okay, we're going to provide a number.
It's
Okay,
on the
I mean,
screen right now, I
yeah,
believe.
you could also call me. Okay, and I could give you a private consultation. Then we're going to put you in touch with Noble. Okay, and you explain your situation. I have 100,000, 200,000, a half a million in a 401k, an IRA, or something like that. And they're going to say, we can help you. And then they're going to explain the process. They're going to get in touch with your financial institution. You are going to select your metals that you would like to be a part in when it comes to the dollar value. And then they're allocated, and you're good.
So if somebody, let's say that they do have a $500,000 to invest, are you
Yes.
saying buy all silver or change it up a little bit? Silver
You
and gold?
listen, to be honest with you, I mean, I'm a lover of gold, but I sold my gold into silver. I didn't sell it. I just kind of transferred it because of the ratio. I think it was 110 to 1 when I did that. Oh, I got a lot of silver, right? Because gold at
Mhm.
that time was like 18 or 1900 an ounce. Now it's 5170. So you could get some gold, but the percentage increase, silver always wins out. Okay. Last year, silver 160%. Okay. Gold was pretty high there. What's coming right now is going to be like a wild Bronco ride. But you have to understand that you don't get emotional when you understand the dynamics that I share with you. Okay. Consolidations and pullbacks are normal. Okay. The control mechanisms that they've been using are falling apart, which is going to give us a new reality of price, if that makes sense.
Totally. Okay, so 2002, you start investing. What was the price of silver way back then?
$4.63.
$4.63.
Winning, winning,
Winning.
winning. So
Yeah.
when people ask me my track record, okay, I got into gold at 273 an ounce. Was that bad investment? Wasn't.
Wow.
Okay. And I was living in and around New York City, exposed to the Goldman Sachs, the Lehman Brothers, going out to the Hamptons and speaking to these people. And they were completely knock, knock, no one's home, trained in modern monetary theory, like the thing that
Mhm.
I went to yesterday. They don't see what's coming. But was I right? I was right. Okay.
Mhm.
And I love the fact that I've helped hundreds and hundreds of people over the years.
It's amazing. I always like to go back and see what God has to say about
Right.
this. And when you're looking at it, gold and silver is something that is tangible. It is
Yeah.
something that is real and that, God considers actually good. And I
Yeah.
know that, they traded it in the Bible and that's what they used, but there's even more value than that. Vibrationally, I know that gold is amazing for you. And through the research, because I knew that we were going to be having this talk today, even ingesting, so like nanoparticles of these things, it's so beneficial. So
Yes.
wearing it, having it
Yes.
next to you is high vibration.
High vibration. Okay. There's gold and silver in your blood. Okay. I mean,
Mhm.
in the brine of like when they mine in the oceans, okay, some of the brine has these elements. It's the elements of life and
Mhm.
it's money. Okay. So someone is taking handicapped paper instruments, a promise to pay, and you're turning it to God's money. You think he's going to fail you? He's not going to fail you. You're going to win big
Mhm.
time.
100%. And I love, even the process of it, the process of silver and gold is refining. It's going
Yes.
down and there's so much work that is put into it. It is just such an actual precious metal.
Yeah, and instead of, the printing press, okay? I mean, since we've started this podcast, okay, we're millions in debt. We're more millions in debt. They just keep on printing every 3 months. $1 trillion gets added to the debt because of the Federal Reserve System that the US government borrows from a private bank. That's a whole other conversation. Long story short, gold and only gold, okay, are going to save the monetary system with some help from some interesting, very well connected fintechs, in the crypto realm. But Bitcoin's not going to save you. Internet goes down, not going to save you. It's not a store of value. Okay.
Mhm.
Gold in your possession, you're good as gold.
Yeah, that is a good point too, right? Everything is so tech, and if we
Right.
don't got our tech, we still have something physical in our hand that we can give to somebody for
Yeah,
something.
you see this quarter right now. You see this Kennedy hat. I'm gonna do some quick math for you. Okay, we have 5 minutes. Okay, I see that. So this quarter, this is a 90% quarter. 1964 and earlier was real money. Okay, so check this out. So 90 times 0.175 equals, okay, hold on. 90.90 times 0.175 equals $15.90. So that makes this Kennedy half 30 plus dollars. Okay. See that right there?
Wow.
That's real money. Okay.
Hmm.
So I just want to illuminate that, like, you're getting out of the paper lie and you're getting back into the dollar. If the world revalues gold and the currencies have a tie to international liquidity, you're going to be good. All the
Hmm.
banks, all the central banks and countries are going to be like, okay, you got enough tonnage? We're going to bid up the price. So those that hold the gold make the rules. Okay, that's why
Hmm.
China, they're not disclosing how much they have, But long story short, they got a lot more than they're broadcasting. We don't know how much gold is in Fort Knox. Go there. I could go down that rabbit hole, but get as much metal as you can and just know that you're going to sleep really well at night given what's here and now.
Knowing that, having that peace of mind, and I do know, like, especially I'm thinking of people who are retiring,
Yeah.
just having that peace of mind of knowing that this is real. It can't just go poof, gone in the night,
No,
Go
it's
to-
not gonna, it's not gonna, devalue. You're not gonna be debased. It's your flag in the ground. Okay. Your sovereign wealth. Okay. You are the bank, because when your money is with all these other, they're the custodian. You're an unsecured creditor. Okay.
Mhm.
Because if it goes poof in the night, like in 2008, you're gonna lose it.
And so okay, I'm guessing you don't know offhand, but what the price would have been in 2008 had people been holding that, and what they would have made now. But okay,
Oh,
so I have a question
geez.
here
Sure.
about crypto, right? So when
Yeah.
people are in crypto, you are looking at it constantly, every single second, all day
Right.
long. This is
Right.
different, right? We can purchase it today and we know if I look at it in 10 years, it's going to go up. I don't need to sit there and sell
Massive.
it and buy it and sell it and buy
Yeah.
it and sell it and buy it, right? We
Yeah,
keep
I
it and
mean,
we
right,
hold it.
right now we're waiting on the Clarity Act. Okay, when the Clarity Act happens, the whole crypto space is going to go to another level, especially the fintechs. But precious metals will always be, and they're going much higher, much higher.
Okay, so if we go 10 years out, what's your estimate? What are we saying 10 years from now? I mean, so
Gold's
hard
gonna
to know, but
gold's probably going to be anywhere between $30,000 and $50,000 an ounce, and silver is going to be thousands. Okay.
okay.
That's the new
Mhm,
reality. Okay. The whole
mhm,
triple digits and what we're doing. We've already seen triple digit silver. I mean, I was like,
mhm.
I knew this was coming. Okay. You're seeing a breakdown of the control price mechanism, and a new reality is just going to be fulfilled based on supply and demand and the new monetary order. And it is not going to be fiat. There's going to be a tie to international liquidity, and the fintechs, the XRPs of the world, the ISOs, they're going to be very involved in the liquidity and the movement of currency.
Okay, so we only have a couple minutes left, but
Yeah.
let's say that somebody looked up a silver chart and they can see like, oh, it's going up, and then there was a big downturn.
Hmm.
What is that about? And is that something to be afraid of, or is that like, yeah, let's buy right now? Oh, we're good.
Yeah. The internet cut it out. Sorry
Oh,
about it.
did you hear my question?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so if they're looking at a chart, let's say somebody looks at the silver chart and it went way up and then it
Yeah.
went back down, it's working its way back up. Should there be any concern about seeing
No.
those
No,
dips?
no concerns, because it was a takedown based on them clearing out the futures contracts because
Okay.
of margin calls, and margin requirements have gone up and up and up. They've increased the margin on precious metal acquisitions by like 4 times already. So those are buying opportunities. Okay,
Mhm.
because those are paper games. You get into the physical game, you win the game.
Okay, so we've got the phone number down on the screen. If anybody wants to buy and you're feeling like, you know what, this is me, this is speaking to my soul, that is the number that you can call. You'll be able to get a hold of Ian's team and you'll be able to purchase. And
Yeah,
and they also sell for you. So they hold and they sell and they
yeah.
buy, or they'll ship it to you, whatever you want.
Yeah, and I'll also add my phone number too. It's 914-393-9800, and I'll give you a 30-minute consultation as a before you get in touch with Noble.
Excellent, amazing. Thank you so much for
You're
being on
welcome.
here today, Ian. This is fabulous. Let's really do this and secure our futures with this. Thanks for being on the show, and we will
Welcome.
see
Thank
you
you.
guys next time. Take care.
Are you ready to heal your mind, body, and soul from the inside out? Welcome to the Real Healing Institute show with Michelle Sinclair, divine healer and spiritual teacher, where spiritual transformation meets practical guidance to break free from limiting beliefs, subconscious pain, and energetic blocks. This is a powerful space for those seeking true healing and enlightenment. Michelle's teachings are rooted in her deep study of the Christ letters and the spiritual awakening that came from her unwavering dedication to divine truth. She helps individuals navigate their inner healing journey through subconscious soul healing techniques and spiritual teachings by uplifting the vibrational resonance of our thoughts, words, and actions that shape the very fabric of our lives. It is time to learn the profound understandings of universal love. The Real Healing Institute show starts now.